Time for another stock review. This time we're talking MedAvail. Yep, we're talking pharmaceutical products this morning. We're going to get all scientific around the table discussing this latest stock. And in this review, you're going to see such things as the balance sheet, the profitability, the solvency score. I'm going to show you the inside trading. I'm going to share with you the breaking news around the stock, how it compares as a back test to the S&P, news related to the stock, show you the numbers, the margins, the profitability, the whole thing. We're going to discover all this morning on a pharmaceutical stock. Yes, we're talking the white powder this morning, the scientists. We're going to get straight into it. And don't forget, if you like these reviews, you can have a review just like this. It's a members only perk. Smash the like button. Tap the like button if you've done that. Subscribe to the channel, and you can have a review. Just comment below if you're a member. I will do one for you as well. If you want to go straight to the top of the list, it's a super chat, and we'll do it in order of super chats. Okay, so what is MedAvail? Should you be buying it? Remember, I don't own the stock. I don't own any stock. I only own the S&P. I'm fully invested in the S&P. But the reason for that is because I invite the CEOs of the companies on the show, and I aim to be completely impartial. So my reviews are completely honest. Now, if you are an investor of MedAvail, or you work at MedAvail, or you are the CEO watching this review, please do reach out to me, and my contact details are below the video, martyn@martynlucas.com. Please do reach out to me. I have a Meet the CEO series where I talk to the CEOs of the companies, and we'd like to meet you. So if you'd like to be on the show, talk to me live on the show, you can, and you can respond to my review. So please do that. I would love to hear from you. And if anybody is an investor that would like MedAvail to be on the show, just go through investor relations and contact them. I never reach out to anybody. I find it's best coming from the investors themselves rather than me. I don't ever cold call anyone. They come to me. So if they'd like to be on the show, you'd like to hear from the representatives from MedAvail, please do message them through social media or through the investor relations pages on their website, and invite them on my show. That's how we've done it in the past for the other CEOs that we've interviewed on the show. Okay, now then, what is MedAvail? Let's get straight into it. Let's start nice and simple. Away we go. Okay, first of all then, as we can see, this is the line chart. It's been coming down consistently. Now, it is a pharmaceutical company, which means there is high risk. I don't like this kind of stock typically, because unless they get a major breakthrough, then the stock can go sideways for a long time, cost a lot of money. I prefer to buy a company like J&J who buy up these companies, or an ETF of a basket of pharmaceutical companies. Anyway, let's see what's different about this one. MedAvail Holdings is a pharmacy technology and services company which engages in development and commercializations of self-service pharmacy, mobile application, and kiosk. It operates with the retail pharmacy services and pharmacy segments. Let's open a bit more. The retail pharmacy service segment includes MedAvail Pharmacy, and does business under the trade name SpotRx Pharmacy. Okay, now then, it's got 279 employees, as you can see there, and the CEO is Mark Dewar. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Dewar, I hope so. If you'd like to contact me, or anyone would like to contact him, please, I'd love to have you on the show and get your thoughts on this review. If you're buying it through margin, it is 100%. In other words, it's regarded as very high risk, as it is 100%. The lowest is 25, the highest is 100. Okay, now the average volume, there's no volume on this stock at all. Mind you, we've just had a huge amount of volume today. Look at that, 6.32. So something is going on. It's dropped 13%. Let me bring you the live chart at the moment. There you go. You can see it. We've had some huge swings here over the last week. Dip down, back up again. And you can see, look at that, 6.32 million, when the average is just 21.9 thousand. So we've had a lot of action over here on the stock in the last 24 hours and this morning. So there you go. That's interesting. So must be something going on. Anyway, market cap, very small company, 5 million. The high today is 386. 52-week high, 21.26. Low today is 168, and the 52-week low is 131. Now then, we can see that the company is losing money, negative 0.07 price to earnings ratio. Thank you very much, Tim Rogers. I just noticed you in the chat. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you enjoyed your review. It's nice to be back live with you this morning. As you can see, the earnings is steadily rising. That's good news, and hopefully we're soon to become cash positive. That is good news. Now, who are we in bed with? What other investors? What are the investors of MDVL also buying? SNDL, very high risk. Exceller Technologies, I'm not familiar with that one. Cento, I'm not familiar with that. Camber Energy, not very excited about that one. That's awful. Nikola, Nikola is potentially a good company, but unfortunately, a lot of gamblers and people scalping the stock who don't really believe in the stock. So that's not too good. Okay, so these are the people that we're involved with right now. Anyway, also we got Tilray Brands. Tilray Brands is another stock which is heavily manipulated as well, so not good there either. All right, now then, let's move on and have a look at the company itself. That means the stock will be volatile. It is volatile anyway, of course, because we are in pharmaceuticals, and anything to do with pharmaceuticals is always going to be high risk. Anyway, let's move on now and go and look at the company, and then we'll go into the numbers. All right. So let me share with you. First of all, there is a warning here. If we tap this button here, you will see. Let me just bring it up on the screen. I don't know if I can show it all the way up. It's not meeting listing standards. This security is not meeting the listing standards of NASDAQ and NYSE. Common reasons include failing to maintain a minimum stock price or meet the minimum financial standards. You can trade as usual for now, but keep an eye on status changes, okay? Now, it's not just below $1. It's not that, because we are now at 283. There are other things as well. I will tell you, in researching this stock last night, the website is not even available at the moment. So that means there could be stuff going on behind the scenes, which then puts them below the standards of the SEC, way things are done. So anyway, just thought I'd let you know the website was down last night, and that is a warning just come up. So straight away, that should alert you to the stock either having to be reverse splitted or raising funds or whatever it might be. Anyway, let's go over now and look at the information that we got. We couldn't get the website up, so I'm using their LinkedIn, which is not really that good, is it really, when you think about it? Anyway, smash the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. MedAvail Technologies, US Incorporated. We are transforming today's pharmacy. This is what they say. Let me just go here and zoom in a little bit. MedAvail is a developer of the MedCenter, automated dispensing and medication management technologies. The company designs and manufactures pharmacist-controlled automated prescription medicine dispensing vaults, similar in appearance to ATMs. Okay, that's something new. All right, then let's have a look at some breaking news around the stock. This is in fact not breaking news. This was the latest news that I could find on the company. So there's not a lot of attention. So I would imagine that we will rank number one for this stock on Google and YouTube within about a week, because no one's really covering it, no news, so we are bringing the news. This was back in November. However, let's read it out for you. I apologize for looking the other way. It's very small text, so I have to look at a mirror screen. Okay, let's have a look here. An innovative pharmacy technology company announced today that it has entered into an agreement with New Orleans-based St. Thomas Community Health Centers for the deployment of 2 M4 MedCenter kiosks. St. Thomas operates 8 federally qualified health centers, providing affordable health care to underserved communities across the New Orleans metropolitan area. Okay, so we've got a new deal going on there, but that is the latest latest information that we've been able to get from the company. Nothing else new. Now then, let's go and look at the numbers. At the end of the day, we are investors and we got to get our heads down now and look at the numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, the company don't make sense, then we can't buy it, right? Well, let's have a look now and let's study the numbers. Let's go over the charts and let's see what we can find here. Are you ready? Let's go into the deep numbers. Tap that like button. It helps promote the video if you like the stock. Also, it helps the channel grow as well. All right, let's get straight into it. Now, first of all, we're going to look at the intrinsic value. This alone is not enough to base our investment strategy on, but it is saying best case scenario, it's undervalued by 73%. The best case, 84%. The worst case, 71%. And there's no warning, so we can rely on this as relatively accurate. So perhaps the stock is undervalued. Let's move on down, shall we? We're just coming up to 15 minutes before the bell, so we've got to be quick. Revenue is 23.8 million. It's down on the most recent range, 0.5%. As you can see, here we are at the moment, and we're expecting it to drop further, and then perhaps an S-curve start to come in going into later on this year. Operating income moving in the right direction. Up 2% and expecting that to increase. Net income going up 11% and expected to go up further. Cash flow up 21%. Cash flow up 21%. Capital expenditure is down 34%. We've been spending money and now we're reducing. That's good news. Operating cash flow up 20%. So we've got an intrinsic value that's good and an improving financial situation. Let's now look at the balance sheet. We don't want more liabilities and assets, and we don't want too much long-term debt. All right. So let's go now into the money side of things. Is it a good value? Can it return a profit to you? Well, we're about to find out. Or is it too expensive and running out of cash? Well, we can find that out right now. Here we go. So we've got the assets at 29.9 million and the liabilities at 6.9 million. That's good. In the assets, we've got 14 million, half of that in cash. Very, very good news. So this is looking quite good, actually. From the point of view of a pharmaceutical stock, high risk, it's looking quite good. What about long-term debt? Long-term debt, just 1.7 million, which equates to long-term debt. It equates to 24% of their liabilities. Okay, so it's manageable. We've got 1.7 million in debt, but we hold 14 million in cash. That has to be good news. We've got to put some good news into that. So there we go. I'm happy with that. The numbers, the figures look good. This does look like it's got plenty of cash, and it does look like the stock could head upwards from here with some positive sentiment, and we'll come on to the sentiment in a few moments. All right, moving on down then. The efficiency of the company, 7% gross margin. But again, we need to compare that to the competition, and we'll do that in a minute. I will give you a list of the competition. You can go and look yourself. And I'll also give you a link to the software that I use, and you can use it for free as well, okay? So profitability score is 24%. No surprise, we've been investing heavily into the business. So profitability, just 24, but we are making profit and everything's looking good going forward. That's good. What about solvency? Well, as I told you already, they've got plenty of cash, little debt, enough to pay off all their debts, plenty of cash on the books. We knew that this would be good. Now, for a pharmaceutical company to have a solvency score of 67 is very, very good. We like that, 67. So far, it's a buy from me. So far, it's a buy from me. Okay, we got a 22% upside. We do not have a low or highest, but 22% certainly beats the S&P. Competition, this is our competition. I've got lots of companies to compare it to. I'm going to give you a link in a minute where you can compare the stock to other companies and do your research to find out who has the best balance sheet, who's likely to succeed. Ownership, well, we've got no insiders selling the stock recently or before buying the stock recently. 9 to 12 months ago, they did sell some, but nothing of significance. This looks more like a tax position. They sold $1,000 worth of stock and $2,500 worth. This is nothing at all. So nothing to get excited about there. As you can see there, they bought $7,500. So nothing really to shout about here. So no real insider movement. We'd like to see buying going on, but of course we want to be in before the insiders buy the stock. We certainly want to be out before they sell it. Okay, short interest. Well, this is another good bit of good news. Very little short interest, only 1%. Think about Apple is under 1%. 1% is nothing really. You're not going to get a short squeeze if you're waiting for that. You need at least 20% with high volume. Now, we do have volume at the moment, but we don't have the short interest. So that's kind of good because no one's really talking about the stock. How do I know that? Because there's no news and there's no sentiment and there's no analysis from anyone. I'll be the first. My review will appear here within a couple of days on Alpha Spread. You'll see it here. And there you go. Right. So what do you think of that? This is potentially a stock that's, in the pharmaceutical white powder sector. And the price has been falling a bit like the powder we see right now. But around the table, I think we can put together the numbers. And actually, I think there's a potential here for an upswing as long as we break through the research and do well and so on and so forth. But anyway, there you go. We looked at the numbers. We studied the numbers. And you know what? There's a little bit of good news around this stock. It's well funded. Its balance sheet looks pretty good, and it's doing well against the competition. All right, let me give my final thoughts on it as we're about to come up to the bell, and we're going to go into the opening bell this morning. Tap the like if you like my review and subscribe and ring the bell. If you are a member of my channel, you too can have a review like this. Comment below the video. Leave me your thoughts. If you want a review, ask me. I'd like your opinion on this. Do you like this stock? Also, I've started to do these analysis reports. I'm making them completely live and I'm adding B-roll to it. So a bit of a challenge to be able to do all these things that some people have a team of editors to do after they made the video. I'm doing it on my own during the video. So if you enjoyed all the extra B-roll and visual content, tell me in the comments below. I would appreciate it because it's extremely difficult to do on your own. It's taken a lot of practice, but as a musician, as a piano player, I'm good at using 10 fingers at the same time while talking and tapping my feet because I do have foot switches as well that I'm using. All right, so there you go. Now then, it is a buy from me, even though, of course, I don't own any stock. I only own the S&P 500 because of impartiality. If you'd like the CEO to be on the company or on my show and interview them, please reach out to them and through investor pages, and I hope to get them on the show. Click above my head for all the links. If you want to use Alpha Spread, my members get a free plan to that. It's also below in the description. Or if you want the premium plan, which is what I use, of course, so you can review as many stocks as you want in greater detail. If you want that, then it's a subscription service. However, you can get a 10% discount as a member of mine. The links are above and below on the All Links Martyn Lucas website page. And you can basically get my membership for free with the discount that I give you. So there you go. Over here, of course, the social media as well. When I update the stock, you'll see it there on my X account. Go over here for my full list of reviews and a playlist around MedAvail and any other interesting videos that come out. There's a full list of all the stocks I've reviewed. Hopefully within a few days we'll rank number one. I'm pretty confident within a week we will rank for this and we can spread good news around the stock. If there is any, if there's bad news, we'll spread that as well because we're here to help the members, not to promote, pump and dump a stock. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.